Okay, it's 6 o'clock. I'm going to call this special call meeting to order. And I'm going to ask Ms. Keisha, call the roll, please.
Are we skipping everything else?
Call to order, devotion, yeah. Mr. Orban, devotion.
Our Father, which art in heaven, we are grateful unto Thee for the favorable circumstances under which we are allowed to meet here, for the freedoms that we enjoy in this country. We are grateful for the blessings of freedoms and liberty. We pray that Thy Spirit might be with us as we carry on this meeting, that we might do so in a respectful and courteous manner. We are grateful for our freedoms and liberties, and pray that Thou will continue to bless this country, that we might have those freedoms and liberties. These blessings we pray for and thank Thee for, in the name of Thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Please remain standing. We'll do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
No. Yep.
He needs to sit me up here. There you go.
Would you, before you call the roll, do you have a sign-up sheet? Is this all? All right, would you call the roll, please?
Adam Waters.
Here.
Doug Brown. Cameron Calvert.
Here.
Alex Jones.
Here.
David Lee.
Here.
Oberyn Staples.
Here.
Let the record reflect 4 is here. That's enough for quorum. Next item on the agenda is adopt the agenda. Entertain a motion for that.
Make a motion to adopt the agenda as it's presented.
Second motion.
Motion made by Councilman Jones, second by Councilman Staples. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. The agenda has been adopted. Next is the minutes from the 7/20/23 council meeting. I hope y'all went over that and looked at them. I'll open for a motion there to approve those minutes.
I motion to approve the minutes for the July 20th council meeting.
Second.
Motion's been made by Councilman Calvert, second by Councilman Jones. Any discussion? Hearing none, everybody in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Now the minutes for the August 10th, 23 special call meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes to the special call meeting on August 10th, 2023.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Jones, second by Councilman Calvert. Approve the minutes of August 10th. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. All right, we'll come to the portion of the public hearing for the annexation and the plan of service, and I'm going to open that up at 3 minutes after 6. And it looks like we've got 4 people that signed up to speak. And Maddie S. You got 3 minutes to say what you need to say, and that Maddie S. is what? State your name. Okay.
I just wanted to start out by saying thank you for letting me speak. I'll keep it short. You talk a lot about our next generation and how you plan to make it better. I came here from Michigan when I was young, and for a rural area. Hello? Is that it? I'm sorry.
Sorry.
This is my first time. I'm kind of freaking
Sorry
out.
about that.
You get more time than that.
I love the rural area, the country. I love our small businesses like our Mexican restaurant. Our farmland has been everything to us. And the traffic, we have a stop sign, like our 4-stop by IGA that semi-trucks run all the time. I've almost been hit. And I feel like if we're gonna increase our population, that there's a few things that need to be fixed first. And our drug rates and our crime rates will go up. I don't really want to see us to become like Gallatin, to where you can't see where it begins or ends and crossing with Hendersonville and Nashville. And if we're wanting to supply more homes, if we need more businesses first, some places to work, we have to drive 30 minutes to Gallatin to get a good job. And I just want to thank y'all again for listening, and hope it means a little bit from your younger generation. Thank you.
Next on the list is driver. Now I need you to state your full name and address when you get up here too.
Marjorie Driver,
Okay.
3180 Old Highway, 3180.
You have three minutes. Time starts now.
Well, start off with, I'm not interested in being annexed in the city. I've lived on my property all my life. It's been in my family over 200 years. And I love my country setting. And I want to stay in the country. I don't have any desire to be put in the city.
Okay, thank you. Next one is Miss Heather Newman.
I'm Heather Newman. My husband and I live on 31E, New 31. A healthy community makes up a living democracy, or it should. People working together to address what matters to them. As citizens, we have a duty and a civic right to shape the basic conditions that affect our lives and transform our community. A healthy democracy applauds and welcomes all voices in the community, and its hallmark is a peaceful, welcome exchange of differing views. It's vital to make a concerted effort to understand the viewpoints of people we disagree with. If we are to have a healthy democracy, we have to listen and find common ground. We can build stronger relationships, gain new perspectives, and find ways to work together. A great town is built on the backs of its passionately committed residents, the ones who've been showing up, speaking out, and getting involved. City Hall and council meetings are to discuss our business, the people's business you were elected to oversee. It should be the most welcoming place for people, and it's a shame it hasn't been. Why does the majority of the council, elected by the people to serve the people, seem so angry that the community has shown up and voiced tremendous concern for this project? Shouldn't our local government applaud and welcome community voices and participation? You should not want to deter or discourage citizens from continuing to speak up and show up, trying to speak their voice on any and all things impacting our town. An overwhelming number of people living here think there's no point in showing up. They think their voice doesn't matter. Elected officials should be the first to show them that it does. It's inherently easier for the city to make allies of the people who currently call this area home by hearing the people and working with them, putting their desires above personal interests, setting aside egos, and humbling yourselves to see a differing view or plan than you already had your mind set on. Value the people you have here over the hundreds more you want to move here. There's a real difference between listening to give your response and listening to actually hear what the people are saying. Your current residents should be your primary concern. A great town has passionately committed residents, and if you continue to shut down, deter, and ignore them, they stop caring about the town and they feel voiceless. Your local residents deserve your attention and to truly be heard by you. Thank you for your time.
Okay. Richard Graves has signed up, but he don't want to speak. That's all that's signed up. That's the end of the public hearing at 6:09. Now we'll get into the resolution. First resolution, R 082-023-1, Holloman annexation. This is the second reading on it. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve Resolution R082023-1 for the Holloman annexation.
Second.
Motion's been made by Councilman Jones, second by Councilman Borders. Any discussion on this?
We'd like to point out, because it was mentioned in the public hearing portion, that, people out in the county have voiced interest or disinterest in being annexed into the city. The only way you can be annexed into the city is to request to be annexed into the city. And when a property owner brings forth to us the request to be annexed in, it's nothing more than to be recognized as property within the city limits. It doesn't give them blanket approval to build anything and everything they want to. It just recognizes that that property is within the city limits of Westmoreland. If they want to do anything further with that, they have to go before the rezoning process. They have to go before all of the planning phases in order that go into that rezoning process, present a master plan to all of us, or to the Planning and Zoning Commission, and then that has to be passed from there onto this body for us to approve. So you can't be annexed into the city limits unless you specifically request to have your property annexed into the city limits. In the past, you have been able to. In the past, the cities within this county have annexed property into the city limits without the request of the property owners. But state laws, I forget the year, but the state ended all that. The only way you can be annexed in within the city limits of Westmoreland or any other city in the state is to place a request for that to take place.
Thank you, Alex. Any more discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Keisha, will you call the roll, please? This is second reading.
Calvert,
Yes.
Staples,
No.
Borders,
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Let the record reflect 3-1. Mr. Staples voting no. Motion carries. All right, the next one is Resolution R082023-2, Holloman's Plan of Service, and this will be the second reading on this.
I'd like to motion Resolution R082023-2 for the Holloman Plan of Services.
Second.
Motion's been made by Councilman Calvert, second by Councilman Jones. Any discussion on this plan of service? Hearing none, Ms. Keisha, will you call the roll, please?
Borders,
Yes.
Staples,
No.
Jones,
Yes.
Calvert.
Yes.
Let the record reflect that it passed 3-1. Motion passed. And that ends the annexation portion. So we're going to move on now to new business. And the first item of business there is the HVAC units at 912 building. They're out. And we've had Ricky Rowland come up and give us a quote. We asked another person to come up and give a quote. And after he looked at what had done been given, he said he couldn't get close to it, and nobody else responded to give a quote. So that quote for Ricky Rowland, I think, to replace all 3 units is $16,100. So, that being said.
Make a motion to approve new HVAC units at the 912 building.
Second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Motion made by Councilman Jones, seconded by Councilman Staples. Any discussion to this?
I think it's known that the seniors are intending to use that facility while it sits vacant until the police department can try and make renovations to relocate into that building. And in order for them to use it, we need to be able to heat and cool it for them.
Yes. Anything else? Ms. Keisha, call the roll, please.
Staples,
Yes.
Borders,
Yes.
Calvert,
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Let the record reflect unanimous vote. Motion carries. Next item is Officer Wining's pay raise. from going from a patrol officer to detective status, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And I believe that would bring his pay, that's a $2 increase. I think that'd bring his pay to 22, 25.
Make a motion to approve the pay raise for Officer Winans, or Detective Winans.
Second.
Motion's been made by Councilman Jones, second by Councilman Borders. Is there any discussion of this?
I think it's well deserved.
I think we need to make it, if y'all want to, make it retroactive when he was moved.
Do I need to amend my motion?
Yeah, probably so.
All right. Do I just say I amend my motion
To make it retroactive to when he took the position.
amend my motion to make it retroactive to June the 19th, 2023?
All right, amendment's been made. Do I have a second to that amendment?
Second.
Motion's been made, amendment's been made and seconded. Any discussion on the amendment? Hearing none, Ms. Keisha, call the roll.
Calvert,
Yes.
Staples,
Yes.
Borders,
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Let the record reflect that unanimous vote on the amendment. Now, any more discussion on the motion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Jones,
Yes.
Borders,
Yes.
Staples,
Yes.
Calvert.
Yes.
Let the record reflect unanimous vote. Next item is my mileage. I'm sure y'all looked that over.
Make a motion to approve the mayor's mileage for the second quarter.
Second that motion?
Motion's been made by Councilman Jones, second by Councilman Staples. Any discussion on that?
Like I say, I appreciate the fact that we have a mayor that is willing to go and take the time to go to be present at all these meetings and represent our community with the different bodies that be around the state.
Thank you. Any more discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Keisha, call the roll.
Calvert,
Yes.
Borders,
Yes.
Staples,
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Let the record reflect unanimous vote on that. Motion passed. Fall cleanup day. Was there a date set for that?
September 16th,
Okay.
is that correct?
That's a Saturday.
Aaron, is that correct?
I'll entertain a motion for it to be on September the 16th, is that right?
Make a motion to approve fall cleanup day for September the 16th.
Second.
Motion's been made by Councilman Jones, second by Councilman Calvert. Any discussion on that? Hearing none.
Is this something we need to have come before the council on a regular basis, or is that something that we can just?
I really don't think it needs to be, but
Just something we've always done.
something I've always
But if you
done.
tell the mayor you want to just do it in the future without bringing it to the council, I'm sure he's got the authority to do that. It's up to you. But for now, we've got it, we might as well go ahead and vote
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
And I think it's just been brought before this body, just so it's kind of more of a public knowledge thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Any more discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Keisha, call the roll, please.
Staples,
Yes.
Borders,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Calvert.
Yes.
Let the record reflect that passed unanimously. And the next item is, what do you call it, Aaron?
Spectre photometer.
Spectre photometer. And what that is, that's a meter that the state requires us to have when we turn on the new sewer plant next week. And it measures the ammonia at the sewer plant. And it costs us $7,637. Now, when Aaron first brought this to me, I went ahead and signed off on it so that we could go ahead and get it ordered. So it'd be here when the state won't let us turn on unless that meter is on site.
I make a motion we approve the spectrophotometer for the new wastewater treatment plant.
Second that motion?
Motion's been made by Councilman Jones, second by Councilman Staples. Any discussion?
I do. So, and maybe I just don't understand, so how is this different from like a change order or something like that? Why was this not part of I guess the original is my question.
I think we currently have one, don't we? But it's broken, and we've been borrowing one from Trousdale County.
No, so the way that we do it at the old treatment plant, won't work with the new treatment plant.
Gotcha.
And to be honest with you, I don't know why it wasn't in with the treatment plant, but we didn't find that out until just like right here recently. On one of our, training days that we were down there with Penny, and, she pointed out that it was missing, so.
Gotcha.
That's a good question. It should have probably been a change order made, and W&O should have got with GMC and got that done. But nevertheless, we've got to have it before we can turn it on next week. Any more discussion?
When is it supposed to be? Do we already have it?
No, it's about a week out, right, Aaron?
Yes, it's on its way. I did get confirmation today that it's on its way here, so.
But Trousdale County is gonna loan us theirs
Okay.
for opening.
That's where I got Trousdale from.
So are we gonna pay for this straight out of our account, or is it gonna become
That
a
was
change
also kinda
order
what I
and
was-
become part of the loan?
That was sort of my line of questioning.
You gotta find some item in the budget that's already been appropriated to vote for this. Because we can transfer the funds to cover it, because this isn't an appropriation ordinance. That's the only way you really can do this. So you just have to find a line item that's in the budget, and we can later replace that line item if we need to.
Okay. And we've got some of
Right,
those
we've
here.
got plenty of like sewer materials and supplies and that sort of thing.
That's where it
that
would
I'm
come
sure
from.
would fall under that.
Okay. All right, any more discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Keisha, call the roll.
Borders,
Yes.
Calvert,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Staples.
Yes.
Let the record reflect unanimous vote, motion carries. And the next one is the culvert at New Hope Lane. Some while back, one of the floods blew out, washed out the bridge out there, and Aaron's going back with a concrete culvert, which cost $4,600. And being that was a safety hazard, I went ahead and signed off on that, and also so we go ahead and get it up here and get it in the ground.
Make a motion to approve replacement of the culvert at New Hope Lane.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilman Jones to buy the culvert, second by Councilman Calvert. In discussion.
And as stated with the spectrophotometer and the sewer budget, there's a line item that this is coming out of,
Yeah.
and it's
Straight maintenance.
Yeah.
all good.
That's right there.
Any more? Call the roll, Ms. Keisha.
Staples,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Borders,
Yes.
Calvert.
Yes.
Let the record reflect unanimous vote, motion carries. One more motion,
Make a motion to adjourn.
and it's not debatable. Meeting adjourned.
Easy that way.